Chigriv. It's Mishu Trolling. Ked Milafalcha. Agus Anwiltugama. Hello, friends. It's me, the Wren. And today, I would like to talk with you guys about something that's pretty relative if you're a pagan. It is what many of us call the festival date debate. When were these festivals celebrated? And we're going to be looking at a couple different ideas of where this idea of a calendar comes from, or when these dates are agreed upon. So stay with me as I get a pipe together, and we will talk about this. Well, I will talk about it. You will watch the video, or you'll not watch the video. So, oh, where's the lighter? Oh, phones are going off. Lighters are missing. Human sacrifice. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Yes, it is true. This man has no dick. So, we know that lots of pagans today celebrate these festivals, like Samhain is coming, it's Halloween. A lot of people celebrate it on the first of the month. Well, where does this come from, this idea of celebrating these festivals on the first of the month? Let's get into that, but first, let me find a lighter. So, excuse me. Where is a lighter? Where is a lighter? There's a lighter. Blah! Crawling around my floor. Like Ivor the Boneless. Okay. So, this idea of celebrating these festivals on the first of the month. We know that they were celebrating these like that. Even up until 100 years ago, they were celebrating them on the 12th. Why the 12th of the month? Why not the first of the month? Star of the East. A nice heavy English. Just what you need when you're getting over a chest infection, right? There were these things. There was something called kalends, generally C or K, A-L-E-N-D-S, which refers to first days that they referenced in the 11th century within the Isles. No. There was a shift in the calendar dates from what was it, the J to the G, Julian to the Gregorian. That shift in calendar dates, that shift in calendars, shifted the dates around. So what once was is now to us something different. We know that shift changed things by 11 days. It set everything back by 11 days. So something that was now the first is now... Do you see what I'm saying? Wow, there's some wicked smoke coming in with the sun. That's a pretty neat effect. We're going to keep it like that. I'm not going to change the lighting here. Okay. So this shift in dates from, we're celebrating it the first, but even though we know through folklore and what have you that even 100 years ago, many people were still celebrating certain types of festivals on the 12th. They were celebrating on the 12th for a reason. There is no standard agreement on when these festivals were celebrated, depending on which school of thought you're coming from here. If you're using a calendar system anyway, that could be relatively off as well. Given the fact that these were a pastoral people, these were agricultural festivals, that they could have been different from location to location in some respects. A fine-tuned, intimate relationship with nature, reading the signs of nature, to know when these festivals are coming and when they are actually considered ready, was another way to look at this. You could be looking at a lunar, solar type of calendar. There's different schools of thought on how to read, when these festivals are considered to be at their height and when they're supposed to be celebrated. Now remember, I'm calling them festivals. They're cultural festivals. All too often in the neo-pagan world, in the neo-druidic world, these festivals are now called rituals. And the focus is simply on getting together to have a ritual. Please keep in mind, no matter what path you're celebrating, if you're an eclectic, if you're a Wiccan, please have some respect. If you're most pagans I know celebrate Samhain. Okay? Please have some respect in your tradition, even if you're a solo eclectic person, to know where these traditions come from. They're culturally based. Having simply a ritual was not something that people did. It was a festival date because there was an agricultural thing happening. And I understand fully that we don't live in the exact same time period. We don't live in a very agricultural, well, most of us don't live in an agricultural-based society. We are a technology people. It doesn't mean that a lot of us aren't trying to work towards being more eco-responsible or living more simply or getting back to nature. Buying a home, property, buying a farm, trying to work to live off the grid, things like that. Point here, what I'm making is, my contention is often with people that celebrate these holidays that don't even know what the word means. They don't even know what Samhain means. They don't know how to say the word. They don't know how it was celebrated. And then they're celebrating it now in some form that wouldn't even be recognized by the people who were celebrating it. Now, I'm not saying that these things have to be celebrated exactly the same way, because we live in a different time and we're addressing different needs. But I keep saying the word celebrate. Okay? It's an observational thing. It's a celebratory thing. It's not just ritual. There's a feast. There is work to be done before the feast. There's work to be done before community ritual. So, the festival date debate. Do we have the leisure within our communities now and within our culture? Do I dare say monoculture? Do we have the leisure to, if we are working with a group of people, to plan ahead and say, these are the dates we're going to celebrate it, or this is the day, mark your calendars? Sure, we have this ability. Is it the right thing to do? Well, it's, do we have to do it on the exact same date that, we have passed down to us, or should we be looking to, well, when's this done within nature for us to reflect upon, like this is the height of what this season is about here. Some people would argue to have a date that's set in stone on a calendar that everybody can get together at is not considered traditional. And I can understand where they're coming from. But We all have jobs. We all have personal responsibilities and families and transportation to deal with. And many of us need to take time off. Or if you decide to say, hey, most of us are free on the weekends, what's the closest date to the full moon? What is the closest date to what the agreed folklore says about this tradition? I see nothing wrong with that. Now, you might choose to do it differently, and that's fine. There is no standard, and there's no agreement. There is a festival date debate. But here's an example. Let's say you're going to attempt to do Samhain differently this year. I've talked about this in a couple past videos. I've challenged some of you to do it. Okay? Look into Samhain historically. What do we know about it? Where was it done? How was it done? Why was it done? Okay? How can you honor the traditions of the past, being firmly rooted right here in this reality, in this world right here that we live in, looking to the past to bring it forward to now so you can pass it on, within staying in the cultural bounds of the heritage of this tradition, not allowing romantic outside influence to meddle in. You're not calling quarters. You're not working the directions. So, look into Samhain. It's around the corner. And as I do more videos, I'll probably keep throwing little chunks at you. Little scraps of meat. Well, it's time to prepare dinner. Probably make a couple more videos this evening after everybody's asleep. Unless I have company or I go out. So, until then, I will wish you a wonderful day. And I want you to think about this. Take this with you. When do you celebrate your festivals? Is there a reason why? Have you considered celebrating them on a different date? If so, why? Has this video brought something to light that you didn't know before? Will you think about changing your dates? I think when you do, depending on where your location is in the world, you'll notice something a little bit different. Well, be well. We'll talk to you guys soon. Till then, slung a hole.